I'd like to call to order the regularly scheduled board meeting of Paris Union School District number 95, Board of Education for November the 16th, 2015. Let the record show that all members are present except for Amy Isa. The voting sequence for this meeting is as follows: Mathis, Isa, Sanchez, Tuttle, Bailey, Nopel, and Idle. Audience to visitors. Nobody? All right. Has everybody had a chance to read the packet, the board minutes, the financials? Any comments? I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Will all members please respond to the motion? Mathis.
Yes.
Isa. Sanchez.
Yes.
Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Nopel.
Yes.
I have this, yes. And stupid. You got anything for us? Legal secretary? You got anything in there? No. Okay, that brings us to the superintendent's agenda.
Okay, the first thing on the agenda this evening is the tentative levy for the 16-17 school year. I did talk to Dina Haslett this week again. I've talked to her several times. Jeremy's talked to her, and we discussed her feelings on the EAV. Of course, you know we've had a decline in EAV over the last several years. They're not predicting that decline this year. She's predicting it pretty much hold steady. There may be a slight increase. There's a slight increase in farm ground, but we have very little farm ground, so that's not going to mean a lot to us. So we did estimate this levy on the EAV of $69,648,804, and we did not go over, based on these estimates, we did not go over the 5%, which does require truth and taxation hearing. We just levied at our allowable amounts in each area, the $1.84 in the ed fund and so forth. So this levy will lay for 30 days. If anyone has questions, can come in and review the levy. And we will vote on the levy then at the December meeting, as required by
Was this levy posted in the newspaper?
No, it doesn't have to.
Doesn't have to be posted
No.
on a board or anything, or
No.
online?
We won't have to do, no, we'll probably post this online just because after we approve the tentative tonight, we haven't approved the tentative yet, so there's nothing to post. But if we were to go over, and many, many years we do ask for over the 5% just because we can capture it if it's there, but the way we've seen the decline in our EAV and then talking with the assessor, there's no way we're going to see over a 5% increase in our EAV. So we won't even have to post it that way for a hearing. But we do have to approve it in December and then get it filed in a timely manner with at the courthouse. So at this time, I would ask the board to approve the tentative levy for the 16-17 school year.
So moved. Second.
The motion been made and seconded to approve the school levy for 2016-17. Would each member please respond? Mathis.
Yes.
Isa.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey. Yes. Nopel.
Yes.
Idle is yes.
Okay, we have a couple of facility requests. Included, you have a request from Amy Payne, who's gone through Mr. Don, asking to use Memorial Gym on Wednesday evenings through March for basketball practice. She's got a copy of the rec center insurance in there for us from Diamond Brothers. Asked that we approve this request and waive any fees attached.
So made.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the use of Memorial Gymnasium. Would each member please respond? Mathis.
Yes.
Isa.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey. Yes. Notable.
Yes.
Idle is yes.
Okay, and next, we've had a request for the use of Allen Field. I received a call from the fire department, and Jeremy did as well, asking to use Allen Field by the Christmas in Paris Committee for a fireworks display. They've used it in the past, and they do have, of course, they have firemen on site, so we've allowed that in the past. It would be November 28th at 7 p.m. I'd ask the board to approve this request and waive any fees.
So moved.
Second.
The motion been made, seconded to approve the use of Allen Field. Any discussion? My only question is who has a liability insurance on this situation? Do we or does
The
the
city,
The
the
city
city,
does.
the city
the
does.
city does?
Yeah.
Okay.
And is this after the parade?
It's gonna, yeah, it's the end of the
And
evening,
deal with fireworks.
yeah.
I'm assuming it's after dark. Of course, anything after
So
dark.
it's at 7, so it'll be dark. Now, it's dark at
Is
5.
the parade going out that way?
No, we thought we could, honestly, we thought we could set them off, this is one of my harebrained ideas. I thought we could set them off where the friendly used to be, but when they started measuring, it wasn't enough feet. So we knew, and I promised Mick we wouldn't get on the track. So,
That's not.
and
I'm sure
and
it'll
we're
be
gonna
there.
try it ahead of time to see if it can be seen, but we think it can. And Brian Blair is, certified to do it too, so.
So it'll be seen from the square where it
Yeah,
is.
that's the idea. I don't know if, we'll see.
Okay, will each member please respond to the motion? Mathis.
Yes.
Isaac.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Notable.
Yes.
Idle is yes.
We have received a $200 anonymous donation to Went School to cover the cost of field trip for Sharon Wright's class. I'd ask the board to accept this donation.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Mathis.
Yes.
Isaac.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey. Yes. Notable.
Yes.
Idle is yes.
Okay, next, we've been discussing and have moved around some of our board meeting dates, due to, we felt, Mr. Idle felt as well, we could have the current month statement of bills if we move them to later than the first Monday of the month. We've gone to the third Monday a couple of times there, and we'll do that in December, but I've been working with Mr. Meister at the high school, and would like to ask the board to move our dates to 5 p.m. on the second Monday of the month, and the high school would be changing theirs to 7 p.m. And so I thought we probably should take a vote, and then if this doesn't work out, we'll come back and regroup, but we're thinking it should work. So I'd ask that the board maybe vote on that, or take a straw, a poll, or something to change those dates so we can post them online. You want to take a vote?
Anybody need a motion, make a motion or not?
Maybe you can take a vote. Yeah. Are you
I'll
want
make
to
a
move?
motion.
Okay, there you go.
Second.
All right, motion been made and seconded, any discussion? Anybody have any feelings one way or the other? Up, down? Okay. Mathis,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey. Yes. Notable.
Yes.
Idle is yes.
Okay. Next item I put on was for executive session, and Mr. Idle, if you want to state the reason for the executive.
I move that the Board of Education hold a closed meeting in order to consider the information regarding appointment, employment, or dismissal of any employee or officer.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mathis,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey. Yes. Notable.
Yes.
Idle is yes. So we are going into executive session. You want to get your little thing going? And,
Well, we have to have people out.
okay, if you would like to ask for a motion.
Okay, the next item on the agenda would, is administrative contracts, and at this time, I would like for the board to approve a contract for Mr. Larson for the 16-17 school year, beginning July 1st of 16, to become superintendent / Mayo Middle School principal. He would get an extended contract of 12 months. I'd also like the board to approve a contract for a 60-day contract for myself for student support service, who would handle special ed and all other issues in the at-risk programs. At this time, I would ask that the board approve both contracts for the 16-17 school year.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the administrative contracts. Any discussion? Mathis,
Yes.
Isom,
Yes.
Sanchez,
Yes.
Tuttle,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Notful,
Yes.
Idle is yes.
Okay, the next is a contract extension. I would ask that the board approve a contract extension for Nick Roberts, who will be taking on additional duties and acting as dean of students at Mayo Middle School for the 16-17 school year.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we extend a stipend contract to Mick Roberts to be Dean of Students at Mayo. Any discussion?
Other than I wasn't keeping track of who moved and who seconded, but it's okay, I'll ask you
He
later.
first,
Not this time.
Ralph the second.
I'll call that one. Okay,
On that one, is that the one you?
yeah, that's fine.
Mathis,
Yes.
Isom,
Yes.
Sanchez,
Yes.
Tuttle,
Yes.
Bailey, Notful,
Yes.
Idle is yes.
Okay. At this time, there was a few informational items that I wanted to bring up. We had briefly discussed the 1% sales tax option. I have sent information to you from different districts surrounding. Shiloh was very interested in looking at that as an option for the ballot. I think Mrs. Bailey has brought it up and is discussing it with her board as well. I know all the county superintendents have indicated at least they're going to bring it up as a discussion item. If that were to take place and districts in the county did consider putting a referendum on the ballot, it would be sometime in December that would need to happen to get it on the spring ballot. All we would be doing is deciding if the districts in the county feel that would be something they would like to place before the voters. So I want to bring it up, that be thinking about that, and there'll probably be more discussion on that by the December meeting and in my upcoming memos. And when I know more from all the other county superintendents, I will fill you in on that as well and see where you stand at that time. And if we feel like that's a move the board would like to make, then we'd have a resolution prepared for that.
Okay.
The other was,
Did we have any discussion on the one?
yeah,
any
if
questions
you
on
want
the
to talk
1%
about
sales
that,
tax?
yeah, there's just,
I think that's probably something that you can fill us in with memorandums and we can,
I was actually approached by Shiloh superintendent a month or two ago after the article came out in the paper that they were considering it. Since then, we did some research with our bond people and just to look at what kinds of revenues would that generate. And I think Shiloh, Crestwood, and 95 have all gotten back pretty much similar information. Has to be used on school facilities and capital projects, anything that would be generated from that revenue. So,
Can you use it for bond payments?
yes, you can. It's one of the other things you can use it for, your bonds. You can use it for a roof or a life safety issue. You cannot just put it indiscriminately into any account. It has to have its own fund. And it does have to be approved by the voters. So no matter what the districts would decide, or the county board could decide to put it on, it is not, the voters have to vote for this. The next issue, you want to go ahead and, the consolidation?
Yeah, I would love to.
Discussion?
I brought up the option of resuming consolidation talks. John wasn't here and Tom was thinking about it. And I would like to ask the board today, kind of in a straw poll, if they're willing for District 95 to enter in preliminary consolidation talks, exploring options, et cetera. Or if they would rather not do that at this point. So, I'll entertain a motion to do it, or a motion not to do it. I will take a straw poll, whatever the board decides. Any comments, I guess, first?
One comment, I know at the previous, well, before I was on the board, we'd responded to a letter, a request to go back and look at negotiations, and I know at that time, the response was they wanted to see what the final expenses were and how the yearly expenses are gonna be at the new high school. So we still really haven't got all that information in yet, so are we maybe being a little presumptuous in jumping back into it?
I think basically that's gonna be a factor, but there are other factors that have to be explored, in addition to that can be explored during this year. I don't anticipate consolidation happening quickly. I think it has to be done thoroughly. If it's not done for the right reasons, it shouldn't be done. If, number one, the students don't benefit from it, if it doesn't make fiscal sense for the taxpayers, if it doesn't make the whole system stronger as a whole, it probably shouldn't be done. But if it does, then that's another story. But we're not gonna know the answers to those questions until we start getting together and talking and asking. And, we're looking at transportation right now, to see if there's any economic, advantages to combining, transportation. It's been a very slow, laborious process, and, I can't say we're much farther ahead than we were when we started, but we're still talking, and that's the important thing. If we don't talk, we're not gonna get everybody's opinions, and I think that, that's very critical. And we owe that to the taxpayers and the parents and the students and school employees of this district to at least, get some answers, good or bad. You know, I'm not saying which one they're gonna be, but we have to, if we don't have it spelled out, it's pretty hard for people to make an informed decision. So,
I was like Kevin, we did send that letter that said we wanted to wait for the high school figures to come in. Also, I'm concerned about the potential loss of state aid.
that's one of the things that we have to discuss. Yeah, those are that's a factor. But,
That's a big factor.
yeah. But does talking jeopardize that?
I wouldn't think so.
So I guess I need some direction from the board, how people feel. Should we get together and discuss it? Should we just let it lay? I mean,
They mentioned, I think something was mentioned, maybe even the two board presidents and superintendent sitting down initially, maybe gathering some of that information you're thinking about. That might be a place to start.
yeah, and I think we can then bring back to the board what we've done
State aid.
and heard and,
Yes.
That'd probably be the best thing, because I'm kind of like Kevin, I'm kind of curious what this high school is going to cost, because we don't have any idea. I mean, neither district really.
that's always a factor, but that's something that we've already jumped in that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I'm not opposed to communication as far as,
Yeah.
you know,
But they commit.
the superintendent's discussing what's going on. I mean, they should already be doing that anyway all the time. So that, you know, a little bit, you know, they should kind of be starting to see where it can go either way. So I don't have a problem with discussion and communication going on.
Does anybody have any anti-sentiment against starting to talk to anyone? Can I take that as a, let's start talking?
Yes.
If you'd like to make a motion and.
I'll make a motion that we start in communication with Crestwood.
Do we need a motion? Can you just do
We
it?
can just do it.
I think that would be best.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I did, oh, you know what? I didn't have it on here as a vote, so you can't vote anyway. anyway. So it was under informational,
We're just,
so,
basically a straw
let's
poll,
just
but
say we'll talk.
we think it will not hurt anything to start us off.
Yeah.
And I've already
That's super.
sent for some information from the state, and so we'll get some things gathered up and get it out to both boards, presidents, and.
Yeah, so we at least informed and, okay.
That was the last
Report
item.
number is public hearings and petitions, unfinished business. Matters of follow-up. New business. The right to revert to prior order of business. Executive session been taken care of. Can I get a motion for adjournment? So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.